Kia ora, gents. Just going to move into explaining task 3, and we've also got task 4 in below, and they do interrelate, hence why I've got them both on the screen. The focus will be on task 3. It'll be about 1 page in length, so a bit shorter this one. You'll see that you have today, Tuesday, and Wednesday to complete it. It's due at 11:59 PM. Again, 11 font. If you're using spacing, 1.5, then obviously you allow longer than the 1 page. 1 page just for normal gaps in between, and shouldn't see anything larger than 11 font or putting in bold or anything else just to make up the page. So for this one here, it's a pretty simple one. Explain in detail 1 strength and 1 weakness as a basketball player. So you've all participated in basketball for a number of weeks before this lockdown, and we're just going to quickly run through what's involved for this part. So it requires you to identify your strengths and weaknesses and explain in detail how these affect your performance in basketball. And for your weakness, you are to provide feedback and feed forward on how you will improve this. What you can choose from for your strengths and weaknesses are, you can consider offensive skills, so attacking, defensive skills, tactical understanding of the game. You also need to do research on these skills and strategies and tactics to help explain your answer. So for this one here, I would encourage you, obviously 2 reasonably large half pages worth of work to hit that sort of 1 page. Obviously the first section on the strengths and the second section on the weaknesses. I would encourage you on the start of each paragraph to sort of go over what you think maybe your top, just intro it, what your top 3 or 4 strengths might be and 3 or 4 weaknesses of these ones described, the offensive, defensive, tactical, so choose a variety from each one. And then you need to actually go into detail and explain in detail why you think that strength is, that skill is a strength for you. So choose one of them and explain why you think, in front of all the other ones that you described, is a strength for you. And it could vary from catching and passing. It could be your technical awareness because you play a variety of other team sports. That could be beneficial for you. You bring that into that game. Your catching and shooting, whole variety of, and you've also got tactics and strategies that you might not understand in the game. That could be a strength or weakness. In particular for the weakness part, it asks you for feedback and feed forward. Basically that's saying, well, what is there, what are you missing in that skill that you need to improve on? And this, why I'm talking about this now is because it's in relation to task 4, design a drill. Again, we're not going to do this one until later in the term, because for this one you need to have been taught the next topic, which will be starting shortly. So, design a drill. I'll run you through it now so you have some understanding. You need to select your weakness from above, which you would have already done, and plan at least 2 drills to describe how you would improve this weakness in a 40-minute training session. Next part, you need to explain why you have selected these types of practice above to help you improve in relation to your level of ability. And you'll need to, for the explanation, involve these terms down here: open and closed skills, mass practice, distributed practice, and problem solving. As mentioned, these will be described and explained to you in the next topic. So going back to task 3 here, for this one here, if we break it down, you need to include both weaknesses and strengths. You need to describe why it is a strength, what factor, so think about task 1, have contributed to your performing well. Okay, so think about, is it the facilities? Is it that you're thinking about your components of fitness that help you out, the physiological side? How does it benefit you in a game? And then how does it impact the team, your strength? And again, the same for weakness. Basically, if we break the weakness down, and these are 3 clear points. 1, why is it? Explain why it is a weakness, and maybe above the other ones that you chose for a weakness, why is that particular part a weakness? Second part, how does it impact on your game? So for example, if I'm thinking about rugby, if my weakness is that I can't pass to my right, then you're not going to choose that option, and you're going to do something else. So same if we're talking about basketball, you need to think about what your weakness is, and then what do you do to sort of cover it up that could impact on the team. Your third part, you need to provide feedback or feed forward on how you will improve this. So think about coaching points. Is it something around your stability and balance? Is it that you have limited strength or a component? Your aerobic fitness, anaerobic? Is it your poor timing? And obviously that would link with force summation. So just bring up some of those points, and obviously in those particular areas, it'll link into task 4 around designing a drill specifically to work on those weaknesses that you have. Remember, this is going to be worth 5%, and it's going to be due on Wednesday. And you have in essence 3 periods because we have a double today on Tuesday.